Hey guys, it's Miss Buck, and welcome to science class. I know this is weird, but hopefully we won't have to do this virtual class very long, and I'll get to have you back in school where you belong. So until then, I wanted to make this video. I know a lot of the teachers are doing this to welcome you to your eighth grade science classroom for the year. So hopefully you have already clicked on Canvas, and I tried to make a big red button that said August 10th, click here. And so hopefully you did, and you are watching the video. But I have a list of things. See, here it is. Here's my list of things to go through with you. And so just kind of follow along with me to make sure that you're comfortable with what I want you to do. And before we get started, the very first thing I want to say, and I'll say this a couple of times, is not today, today's Monday, but tomorrow, starting Tuesday, and then Wednesday, and then Thursday, and then Friday. So starting tomorrow with every day that we are doing this virtually, it is your responsibility. You will log in and I will have a conference. Now, it's kind of like Zoom or Google Meet, but it's called conference. And what that means is it's done through Canvas. And it will be a lot like the Zoom conferences that you guys had in the spring. But you will see, I'm going to show you where to find it. If you have notifications set on your phone, you'll actually get a notification that I've started a conference. But it's your job at the beginning of your class period to log in, and you will join the conference. I'll show you how to get there. You don't have to stay on with me for the whole 60 minutes. We'll probably be on for 10 or 15 minutes so that I can take attendance. I can go over with you what I want you to do for the day for that lesson. I can answer questions for you. And then if you're a kid that is, okay, I got it, I'm good, then you're done. You can go on your way and just work on your science lessons. But if you're someone who needs some support, you think, I kind of need her to work with me a little bit, then you can stay on and we'll do it. And if that time doesn't work for you, I'll show you what to do as far as getting some extra help from me at other times, okay? But again, that starts tomorrow. I expect everybody to look at your schedule, find out when your science class is. And it has to be your science class, not just any science class. So if you have me for second period science, I need you to log in at the beginning of second period science. Click on conference. I'll show you how. And I better see your little face. Don't just click in any old time. That's not the way it works. We want to get you guys up on a schedule, okay? All right, so I'm going to start out by here's the screen, and this would be you, and here is what your science class will look like. It's got a weird name. It says F2F. That means face-to-face Buck 8, and that's because hopefully you will be back with me and we'll be in the classroom together. So this is your science class, and you'll just click. And I know a lot of teachers have made these great emoji things. There I am. These things are probably going to change over the course of time. I'm just kind of starting here. But just so you know, mine is really just a picture. And if you click, you can really click anywhere on the screen that you want. But if you click right here, it will actually take you into the Canvas classroom. All right. Okay, so here we are in our lovely Canvas classroom, and I am really hopeful that you saw this big red button right there and you clicked and you are watching this. Here's some things on the home page. This is a letter to your parents, but you're welcome to click on it as well if you want. I really want you to get into the habit of clicking on this announcements button, okay, just to check and see if there's anything super important going on. So if I click on that, right here, it pops up, there's an announcement, and I can click on that. And here we go. Hi guys, starting tomorrow, you need to click on the conference button at the beginning of your designated science class period. And here you go. If you are in my second period science class, I better see you at 8:16. If you are in my fourth period, I better see you at 10:11. Fifth period science class, I better see your cute faces at 11:13. And my last little science class of the day, seventh period, I'd better see your little faces at 1:47. Okay, so there you go. And so, all right, that's cool. That's announcements. Get you back in. Okay, so here we go. In case you are wondering, here is, I've got lots of buttons here, but right here, see that? That is your conference button. So this is the button that you'll click, and you will see that it's pretty easy. It just pops up, and I think it says join, and you just click join. In fact, I was messing around last week just practicing with conferences, and up popped three of my students, and I said, how did you guys know I was even having a conference? And they said, well, we have a notification set to our phones, and so they joined and let me kind of practice a little bit. So yay. But there's your conference button. Now remember, that is similar to Zoom or Google Meets. It's called conferences, and it's just part of Canvas. So that's where you need to go, all right? Okay, so there's announcements. If your parents need some Canvas help, they can click here. If you need some help with Canvas, you can click here. So let's say there's just some feature that you're not sure how to do. You want to learn how to work with your calendar because there's a built-in calendar. You can click there and get some help. Here is your class schedule for this year, so I will click on that. And by the way, this is a good time for me to mention, guys, in order for any of this to work on Canvas, all of these different files and different things that we have, you have to be logged into your school Google account. You cannot be logged into your private Google account. And it even knows if you're logged into your private Google account and then you try to also log into Canvas, it's your school Google account, it's still not happy. You've got to log out of that private Google account. It wants to know you're totally logged out of it. Log into your school Google account, and then all of these different things will work. So, for example, when I clicked on this, you may not have seen it, but very quickly a little flash came up and said authorize. If you get that authorize button, it's just saying, hey, can we talk to your Google Drive? Canvas wants to talk to your Google Drive. I want to be able to work, together. So yes, you want to authorize it, and you want to make sure you're logged into your school Google account. Well, here we go. This is going to be your schedule this year. And first period, we're having something new this year. And sometimes you'll hear us call it advisory. It's kind of a homeroom period. It's going to be about 30 minutes in the morning. We'll be doing some different things. We'll take care of, for example, some of that Naviance work. There may be some different activities we're asked to do during that 30-minute time block. So that's why your schedule looks a little bit different. I have a second period science class. So if you have second period science with me, you're right here. You will have related arts. You have a third period related arts. I have a fourth period science class, a fifth period science class. You guys have a sixth period related arts, and then you can see there's a seventh period science class. So here are all your, and I have it in some other places as well, but there's your schedule. So if you're in seventh period science and you forget, oh, I don't know where what time I'm supposed to get on there with her, here it is. Right there it is. You can just click on schedule and it's right there. Okay. You can just click right there. And there it is. All right. So there is your conference. Here's assessments. That's a fancy word for tests and quizzes. So you don't need to worry about that yet. If you want to click and learn a little bit about me, you can click right there. I also have that as part of a little Google slide I'm going to show you. Um, you are welcome to click on the academic plan. I think it's probably your parents that are more interested in that. It will tell you what we're going to do this year. Oh, but here's the important part, okay? Here's how you get to what you're supposed to do. So you just click on classwork. Now, the first thing you're going to notice is it says starters right here, and then it's blank. Don't stress. It's okay. Once we get everything organized this week, probably starting next week when you log in, we're going to try to run this as close to a regular class as we can. So you will have a starter, and we'll expect you to do that, and they'll be dated for you so you know what day to do them. We also have a science vocabulary section. And again, you see there's not anything here yet. No stress. It's okay. It's all right. There will be. But if you scroll down right here, ta-da, week 1, August 10th through the 14th. Now, heads up at the way this is situated for you. We have this set up so that you have to move through each of these one at a time. So you can't just think, oh, my science personality, that sounds fun. I'm just going to click and do that. No, not the way it works. You have to start here. This says Nearpod, and I'll show you that one in a minute. When you are finished with the Nearpod, it will ask you to mark it as done. Now, let me say something here. Could you open this Nearpod, mark it as done, and then go on to this? Sure, you could, but here's the thing. Guys, that Nearpod has several questions and activities in it that we want you to do, and that Nearpod gives me a report of everything. It tells me how long you've been on there. It makes a PDF for me of all your answers. So, for example, I can see Cooper Reed. I can see what time he logged in. I can see how long he spent on it, and I see all of his answers. So when everything is there, he'll click that he's done, and then he can go on to this next activity, which is my science personality. That has something that needs to be submitted. And then when that's finished, he can't go until he submits. It won't open up this. So there's the science notebook. That's going to get you set up. You do need a science notebook. We had some available at school. And if you need a science notebook, that's the marble composition pad like these. Here's a yellow one. Sorry, there we go. There's a yellow one from last year. That's what you need. If you don't have one, you can drop by the school and the front office will have some and you can get one that way. But we expect you to have one. We're going to set it up and we expect you to use it. We are going to show you what we want you to do with it. In fact, there'll be times that we say, do something in your science notebook, either do a graphic organizer or draw a model. And then we will ask you to take a picture of it in your notebook and submit it to us for a grade. So just like in class, we expect you to have your scientist notebook ready to go, okay? All right, now I want to show you what will always happen. Now remember, I get to click here. My teacher version looks a little bit different than yours, but I want to show you what I do for every single lesson. Every single lesson, I make a little video and I actually walk you through that lesson. Every single one, not just every single module. So like this is the video that I made to walk you through doing the Nearpod. And then there'll be a video for every single thing. Let me see, let me get back here to my modules, okay? So what I really suggest that you do is always watch the video first because I walk you through exactly what I want you to do. Then you can go do the activity. I make sure you understand how to click on things, how to submit things. My science personality, you notice that has something that needs to be submitted. A lot of kids have trouble at first. knowing how to submit things through Canvas. And so you'll see that I make a little video that says, this is what you're going to do. I'll have a little video about the science notebook. I'll have a little video about this. So I make a little video about every single lesson so you know what to do, okay? All right, so let me go back over here and show you on the left-hand side, you don't have as many little things to choose from as I do, all right? So, but one thing I want to make sure that you do notice over on the left-hand side, okay, is way over here in the green, way over here in the green. Do you see this right here? And it's an inbox. Guys, that is an email built into Canvas. This is how you get in touch with Miss Buck. Nod your little heads. Yes, everybody's nodding your head right now. Please don't email me. Mom and Dad and Aunt Becky and Grandma or whoever you live with, they can email me through my school email. You guys always, always, always need to click this inbox. And then look, these are kids from last spring that were emailing me. Look, there's Kira and Cooper Reynolds. Look at that. But all you do right here is you just click. It says compose a new message. You'll have a drop down menu. So you have to pick science. And then you just type your message and hit send. And it will come to me. In fact, feel free to practice it. Feel free to practice it. Here's why, guys. Here's why I want you to do. Oh, look, there's my kids from there's Chloe and Tucker and Beth. Oh, see, I'm going to be like this about you guys by the end of the year. I'll be like, oh, here's my kids. All right. Here's why I'm really firm about this. If you need me, you get in touch with me by using that inbox, because here's what happens. I immediately get a notice on my phone, and it pops up and it says, Claire Lee has sent you a message. And I can read her message and I can actually answer her back. Let's say I'm at the grocery store. I can answer her back on my phone right there, okay? And if you guys will always use this, it keeps all of my student emails right here. If you guys try to start emailing me through my regular email, guys, it's going to get lost. I mean, it's just going to get lost. It's a mess over there. I'm telling you, I bet I get 100 emails a day. You just wouldn't believe, from Dr. Gardenauer and just everybody. Email me through Canvas so I know, oh my goodness, you know, Claire needs me right now. A lot of times it may be something super simple, or if it's something that is a little more complicated, I can email Claire and go, hey, Claire, I'm at the grocery store, but I'll be home in an hour. Let's get on in conference and I'll help you. Okay. So that's what I wanted to point out to you. There's also a calendar, and a lot of kids don't take advantage of that calendar, guys, but it's pretty darn neat. So if you go to the calendar, I use it, and you'll notice it says all Module 1 science work is due on Friday the 14th. So we're going to we'll be publishing it, and you'll see your work, and we're saying, hey, all of this has to be turned in by this date. If we're going to have a quiz or a test or something, I'll put it on here. And a lot of your teachers might use this, and you can add your own stuff. You can add your own things. So you just use this little plus button right here, and you can put anything in there you want. You can put soccer practice or church, or don't forget, you know, I don't know, your girlfriend's birthday. You can put anything in there you want. So the calendar is actually pretty cool if you want to do that. All right, so I'm going to take you, let's see, I'm out of the calendar. I'm going to click out of that. And there's our schedule again. Click out of that. Let me make sure I did everything. I went over the homepage tour. I told you about your Tuesday conference, but I'm going to tell you again about your Tuesday conference starting tomorrow on Tuesday. See, I got kicked out here. I'm logging back in again. Don't forget, it is your job at the beginning of every class period of your class, okay? So if you have me second period science, you're going to log in at the beginning of second period, and I'm going to see everybody, talk to you 10 or 15 minutes. You don't have to stay on the whole time. If you're comfortable and you know what you're doing, off you go, all right? Wednesday, same thing. Whatever your science class period is at the beginning of that class, and if you forget, you just click the schedule. You're going to log in, hang with me for 10 or 15 minutes. I want to see your cute little faces. I can't stand it. I've got to see your cute little faces. And so I can check on everybody. Okay. All right. So we did all of that and we did all of that. So I'm going to click here. And when you click there, hopefully you will see this video. And then the next thing that you will see is this. Okay. So here we go, a little bit of information about me. So I've been teaching science for 20 years. Holy moly, this is my 21st year teaching science. I have two sons. There they are in the picture. So this is Kyle right there. And he's a doctor. He's an anesthesiologist. So he puts, people to sleep and then the surgeon cuts on them. And this is his wife, Alyssa, and I love her. And she is really neat. Like she has an undergraduate degree in molecular and cellular biology. That's all fancy, isn't it? But then she has another degree in information science. So she works for this really cool company called North Carolina Biotech that's really nifty. And then this is my younger son. Yes, that's Mr. Buck. And Mr. Buck, the 8th grade math teacher. And this is his wife, Brianna, and she is an audiologist. That's really cool. That's someone that helps people with their hearing. And so we're just very science and mathy. That's just we are. And they have two big dogs, and they have a dog, and I love my grand dogs, and I love dogs too. I just lost my last little doggie a few months ago. So I'm looking for a new puppy. Oh, I don't know. I'm looking for a new puppy. Okay. So here's some things that I love. When you get up each day, guys, we want you ready to learn. So, if you log in and we have our conference and I was sitting here in my pajamas, like that wouldn't be good. Like, trust me. Yeah, no. And your parents would be like, what is that lady? So, come on now. Get up, brush your hair, brush your teeth, put your put your deodorant on. At least get a shirt on for me. Come on now. You can do it. And then we need you to think of it as, what would I need at school? So we expect you to have your science notebook. We expect you to have just some regular paper sometimes. You want to have a pencil. We really use colored pencils and colored highlighters a lot. So if you can get some colored pencils and highlighters, that you're going to use them. Tons, I promise. And obviously you need your Chromebook, okay? If mom and dad or grandma and grandpa, Aunt Becky, whoever you live with, if they wonder about things that they could send in that might help, this is kind of my wish list over there. I love to have colored pencils and glue sticks when we get back to school. And boy, we'll take all the hand sanitizer we can get, okay? All right, remember again, we're going to start out when you get back in and your little bodies are there, we're face to face. We'll be starting out with this new homeroom period. Here's the schedule again. Okay, so we've got it on the front page. It's part of this again. Really, we'll put some websites on here. We use Canvas, obviously. We'll be using Nearpod. Hopefully, you guys have used Nearpod in the past. Nearpod's kind of neat because they've now embedded Flipgrid in there. Now, Rashab Day told me that he got Flipgridded out, but Flipgrid will be a neat way for me to see you. So anything that I can do where I get to see your cute faces, I'm going to do. And we are hoping to also have Explore Learning back this year. You guys might have used Explore Learning a little bit last year, maybe in 6th grade. Some people call them gizmos. So we might get to use that a little bit. All right. Make sure, see, I told you I'd say this a lot. Make sure you log in during your designated science class time. I mean, I need you there at the beginning. You need to be at a workspace. Now, guys, listen, I get it. If being in your bedroom is the quietest place in the house, then by gosh, be in your bedroom. That's fine. But at least don't be like, hanging out upside down from the, from the ceiling or anything. At least be sitting up. I would appreciate that. Contact me through the Canvas inbox if you need me. Please, 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 please. Canvas inbox for kids, regular email, Gmail for mommies and daddies and guardians, okay? Kids through the Canvas inbox so I can keep you all together. So last spring when we had to go online, I'll just be, because I'm real with you guys, I'm real honest. A bunch of you didn't do anything. You just were like, you kicked back, you found out that your grade couldn't go down, and you didn't do anything. That is not what this is. That is not what this is. And you need to hear me say that. Guys, this is all graded. If you don't turn something in, I'll be on you. You'll see a 0 in the grade book. We have been told to be rigorous. We will be. And let me tell you, the first week or two in science, 8th grade science, is kind of procedural. Okay. It's kind of getting to know you, setting things up. And after the first 2 weeks, we start physics. And you have got to stay with me, and you've got to do that work, and you've got to let me know when you need extra help, and we'll get that, okay? So when you log into those conferences, I expect you to be kind and respectful. I will have you muted, and I will have private chat turned off. And you will make sure you're respectful at all times, or just like it wouldn't be appropriate in the classroom to be silly and disrespectful, it's not appropriate when we're having our virtual conferences, okay? I love you, but I run a pretty tight ship, okay? All right, so let me double check. Remember I said I had a list. Let me make sure. I showed you the home page. I am hoping that you clicked there and just watched this. I showed you where to click and get the announcement. There's your schedule. You can read the parent letter if you want. I think it's kind of boring, but you can read it. Here's where you click to do your classwork. There it is, right there. This is where you're going to click at the beginning of your designated science class. You're going to click right there and join me. When we have quizzes and tests, you're going to get that. Over here's the inbox. You're a kid. You use the inbox to get in touch with Miss Buck. Okay, there it is. I'd love it if you'd use the calendar, okay, and get yourself organized. I showed you the science notebook. Feel free, as soon as you get this, heck, go ahead and send me an email. All right? Just say, what up, Miss Buck? What are you doing over there? And I'll say, look, I'm just drinking my Diet Dr. Pepper. I usually drink Diet Mountain Dew, by the way, enormous quantities of it. I taught you about the conference. I told you this is not like it was in the spring. And I told you that at the beginning of every lesson, there would be a little video where I'm like, here's where you click, here's what to do. And you have to be logged in to your school Google account. Okay. I can't wait to meet you. I miss you guys already. I can't stand it. And it's going to be okay. That's my big thing. It's going to be okay. We're going to do this. Hey, listen, man, the science people have got this. We're working on it. You know that. Okay. All right. So email me as soon as you get this if you want. And then Tuesday morning, I'd better start seeing little faces show up. All right. Bye, guys. Bye. Okay. Now, oh, and I make a lot of mistakes when I do these videos. Oh, boy, lots. All right. Stop sharing. I'm going to stop.